Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Virginia, and I'm so happy that you are joining me today for another Ruby Tuesday design theme project. I actually have another one that I shared with the little Christmas house tutorial, but when she released this Halloween digital kit, I gotta make something for the kids or the kids at heart anyway for this Halloween. So I made this little kind of like origami, but I modified it a little bit to make the steps a little more simple, um, of a little kind of like looks like a cauldron or pumpkin, um, trick or treat bags. And then since I was thinking of it as a cauldron, I made those kind of like little ladles, scoop kind of like thing or spoon. And then I filled it up with some candies or chocolates I found here at home. I don't have Halloween candy treats at the time I was recording this. So for the prints, like what I said, this is the Little Witch, the new kit of Heather, kind of for Halloween fall. And I used this collage sheet that I printed 4:1. And then for the cauldron and the pumpkin bags, I picked this beautiful kind of like brown orange print, and then backed it up with this black looks like a William Morris print, but my printer was acting up and I didn't have time to fix it, so there's kind of that line. And then I added this couple of prints from the Golden Song kit. So let's get started with the kind of like origami. So I printed double-sided with the kind of like background images that I have selected for this project. So I'm using an 8.5 by 11 regular size copy paper, and we're gonna cut a square like the origami square, as you can see in the fold in my folding there. And then we're gonna cut off that excess strip of paper, which we'll be using later. So just follow along the folds, fold it the other way to make that kind of like triangle. Then we're gonna fold the sides of that triangle inwards to make a smaller square, but I folded it outside to make it easier to fold inwards, as you can see in the video. Okay, so I'm using the bone folder so that it's easier to follow along the crease. And then I labeled the sides of that smaller square 1A, 1B. I'm sorry, I tried using the white paper, but it's not as visible. It's just for my reference. You don't need to do that in case you wanted to try this. It's just for my reference when I uh, do this instruction. Okay, so from there, we're gonna fold the flap of that square as shown in the video to make this kind of like triangles forming kind of like a cone. And then I labeled that fold as 2A. Then turn it over and fold it on the other side so that you have kind of like that same cone shape on the other side. In this kind of like a cone shape, we're gonna fold the top part of the cone with those two smaller triangles now, and we're gonna do it on the other side as well. So this will be the top, that part of the cone will be the top or opening of the bag, and the bottom point of the now triangle shape would be the bottom of the bag. And then we're gonna fold that bottom part along that line. It doesn't have to be exact, but kind of along the line of the folds of the little triangles on top. Then we're gonna open the whole thing. So I kind of like opened everything, and where we folded the bottom part, I just wanted to make the creases more what you call this. So I think it's to define the crease, which will be the bottom base of the cauldron or the pumpkin. And then along all the sidelines that I'm showing in there, I'm defining the crease so that it would be easier to fold later on. Okay, now remember where I labeled it with a 1A, 1B. It's just for reference. I started folding the folds. So the first one doesn't have to be in that order, so any which way. So one of the first one, I folded outside as shown in the video. And then the next one, which in this case would be the 1B, I fold it inwards. I just turned the side so you could see it folding towards the inside of the pot. So I'm just doing using paper clip for now, but later on we'll glue it. So onto the third side, which was 1C this one, we're gonna fold it outside, and I'm trying to crease the like the folds. And the last one, I'm sorry, I'm a little fast here. I am folding it back towards the inside of the pot. Okay. So temporarily we got all the sides paper clipped. So we now have the base of the pot, but it's kind of loose and sagging in the corner. So what we're gonna do is to kind of like tighten it and reinforce it by gluing the corners of the sides. So as you can see, I'm like pressing it. So we're gonna be gluing it on the sides, but as I glue each flap of those triangle, I try to crumple it and wrinkle it so that it would kind of look grungy. That's why I said when we were starting with the kind of the origami folds, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be like so perfect along the line. So I'm now gluing those triangle flaps to the side that we paper clip. But when you're actually doing it, it's just as faster when you actually glue it one side after the other. I hope I'm making sense here. So we're gonna do it on all sides. Yeah, that will secure it. You can use any glue, of course. I always use the Fabri-Tac just so to speed up the gluing and drying process. So we're here onto the last side. You saw that how it's alternating. Okay, so next we are gonna be gluing the corner sides, each corner, to kind of like tighten it and make the shape more of like a pot or cauldron or kind of like a pumpkin. And like what I said, it could be as messy as you could get to make it like look grungier. So I glued each side, and then the little flap on the inside, I glued it to the side also of, I mean the actual side of the pot as shown in here. I think you could, I know I sped up the video a little bit so it won't be too long, but you could play it a little slower if you really are interested in creating this. Okay, I think we're done on to the last side. There you go. And then I think I'm temporarily paper clipping it again to secure it so that the glue would hold onto it. And you could also I also crumpled like the opening of the pot so it looks even more grungy. And then we'll get back to it later to finish it off. So I kind of like made another one this time with kind of like the orange on the outside, but I cut it because it's too long. I should have done the instruction here because it's more visible with the orange one, but I'm sorry. I was kind of like in a rush. Okay, so now let's get back to the bag. This is actually the next step. So I'm trying to like fold the sides, like kind of like all of the sides of the folds to make it like grungier, and so is the opening. So the next step is making like the handle, or yeah, the handle of the cauldron. So I got that strip set aside and I just used half of it. As you saw, I tore it, glue it, fold it into glue it together into half, and then kind of like make those fold so I could thread it through a hole, a couple of holes into the pot. So I'm gonna use my awl to make the hole and thread it through. Okay, if it was a little longer, I would have just glued the side. Well, I could have glued that also, but I kind of like the prefer the handle not fixed but with a little movement. So what I did is I patched it up with like a little piece of scrap paper, as I'm showing in there, so that it won't slide through. I hope this makes sense. And I think that's just what I'm doing here. So I make a little attached a little piece of scrap, wrapped it around the end of that, and that's pretty much it. So we got the finished I just call it a pot because it's either a cauldron or a pumpkin kind of like bag. So next I'm making those little kind of like scoops just to I just wanted to use the prints because they're so cute, and I don't want to use the images for the pots because we won't really see it. I don't know how it will turn out with all the folds. So what I did is I printed, like what I said earlier, I printed the collage sheet 4:1, so they would be really small. It's like um, the size of my thumb, and then you'll see I just the other strip of paper that was left from earlier, I cut half of it, so half shorter, and make another kind of like like the handle, fold it I think twice or to a third, as you can see. And then I'll wrap it up to the back. I just kind of like gauge it depending. I want the uh images of there's some little girls or little kids and cats or pumpkin on the images. Wrap it around, and then where I have the images, I will be kind of like folding it curved so that it curves into kind of like a scoop or a spoon. Okay, it's so cute, but it's kind of a little spooky that I made the images into like sprite. Now I'm just folding, grunging up the handle of the scoop, and I'm shaping the by folding it, like curving it up so it forms kind of like of a like I can't find my words. Okay, to shape it like a scoop or a ladle or a spoon. But actually, instead of using them like a spoon, putting the scoop inside the pot, I kind of like use it the other way around to kind of like make it like a tag that's not attached with the uh, string. I'm blabbering and I hope I'm making sense. So I'm just like creasing up the others. Same thing to finish up the rest of what I have up here. So if you're still with me, thank you so much. I know this project is a little out of our like junk journal making stuff, crafting stuff, but I just thought it's a nice trick or treat item for the kids and for the kids at heart. And of course, this kit is would be wonderful also for other fall projects. So do check out Heather's shop for this new kits, and do check out the rest of our Ruby Tuesday design team project for more crafting inspiration. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Thank you.